Today on the Home Tip Show, we are going to build what's referred to as a Corsi-Rosenthal box or a quad filter box. And essentially for less than $100, we're going to build a filtration system that would cost you a minimum of $500 and up into the thousands of dollars should you have tried to buy something like this over the counter. So to do this, you need 4 different things. Some duct tape. You might want to get colored duct tape if you want to create a fancy one. A piece of box that can serve as the bottom or the floor for the fan, for the filter. I'm going to go with 4 of the 20 by 20 by 2 inch MERV 11 filters. And I'm doing the 2 inch instead of the 1 inch because you're essentially doubling your filtration capability by moving to a wider filter, and you're giving it a more steady base to sit on. And then I have an old box fan. I think I got this from Walmart. It was about 20 bucks 5 years ago. I am going to take it apart though, and as you can see, there's some dirt on the leading edge of all of those the propellers there, so or the fan propellers. So we're going to clean that up a little bit, take this cover off, clean that up, put it back together, and then this will serve as the power for the fan. So here we go. I'd like to take a quick moment to explain why I went with a MERV 11 filter setup for this project. Here in North Carolina, pine tree pollen is a major issue. Trust me, if you've ever seen that yellow dust coating everything in the morning when you're headed to work in the springtime, you know what I'm talking about. Pine pollen grains are pretty large. They typically range from 20 to 100 microns in size. A MERV 11 filter is perfect for this because it's designed to capture particles as small as 1 to 3 microns, which means it's more than capable of trapping those big pollen grains while still letting your HVA system breathe easy. I chose MERV 11 because it strikes a great balance. It's effective at filtering out not just pollen, but also dust, pet dander, and other common allergens without putting too much strain on the fan motor. If you go too high like a MERV 13, you might restrict airflow and stress out the fan motor. You're definitely going to cut down your cubic feet per minute of airflow through the system, which we don't want to do, especially when you have a quad filter system like this. MERV 11 keeps things efficient, keeps your air clean, and helps us tackle that pine pollen problem head on. For me, it's the sweet spot for cleaner air in a pollen-heavy environment. The cardboard is going to serve as a bottom for the unit. So as we put these pieces in and stand them up and attach them, if you don't have something to serve as the bottom, then you're going to end up potentially pulling things up through cracks in the floor or whatever you have. Now some people will use another filter on the bottom and make it a 5 filter unit. Again, I didn't really want to do that. I wanted to focus on a 4 unit, our 4 filter unit. So let's go ahead and get started. Now what I'm going to do is cut my bottom piece to size after I get it all on. So I'm just doing it right now just to have some place for it to sit. Now, as far as orientation goes, you can see that these filters are designed to allow airflow in one direction only. The way this unit is going to work is it's going to be pulling in from all 4 sides with the clean air exiting through the top. So I want all my filters oriented so that these arrows are pointing inward, right? So in. And then when I put my fan on the unit, I want it set to where it's blowing or pulling from the bottom and blowing out the top. That way we're getting all 4 of the filters engaged at the same time with the airflow going the same direction. All Hey there folks, I hope you're enjoying this video. If you found this content helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to our channel, The Home Tips Show. By subscribing, you'll be the first to know about our latest videos, and you'll be supporting our mission to help you make your home the best it can be. Thanks for your support, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Keep on improving, and we'll see you in the next video. Got a good airtight seal there. Looks like we're good to go. Shouldn't need a lot of tape on these. So we'll turn the edge, make sure we got our arrows all going the same way. Arrow going in, arrow going in. All right, so we'll do the next edge now. We want to make sure that this is as airtight as possible. So what you want to do is tape all joints. So whether it be on the top or the outside, don't have to worry about taping inside the square, but anywhere on the top, the bottom, or the actual joint itself, you want to make sure that you have those plugged up so that air can't seep in through those holes. We want as much air as possible to go through the filter. Next, what you want to do is set the filter cube onto the piece of cardboard and trace around it. And then we're going to cut that out so that the cardboard exactly fits the bottom of the filter cube. I actually left it about 1/4 inch shorter all the way around so that I have a little bit of room to get some tape to adhere still on the bottom before I bent the tape around onto the side. So here all I'm doing is just cutting it out and we're getting ready to tape it on. After we got the cardboard cut out to fit the bottom of the filter cube, I flipped the unit over and then used a couple pieces of short duct tape to get it lined up and secure it before then running a full bead of duct tape around each side in order to create an airtight seal. Before you duct tape your fan to the filter cube, it's a good idea to set it on there and plug it in, turn it on, and make sure, 100% sure, that it's blowing upward. The idea, the way this filter works, is that the air gets sucked in through the sides, through all 4 filters. Thus, we have the arrows pointing inward to show airflow, and then up through the fan and out the top. So before you tape it down, just take a second to verify you have proper airflow and you have all your filters installed properly. For my installation, it took 2 full runs of duct tape down each side to secure the fan to the filter cube. On the corners, I had 3 or 4 small segments that were required just because they're a little bit more difficult to tape down. But again, 2 complete passes with the duct tape around the fan. Okay, we're done. We have it all sealed up all the way around as much as we could. We have it plugged in and ready to go, so let's give it a try. Now my hope is that we use this for the months of April and May, and then we'll probably put it in the attic until next year, come the end of March, April, May. Since I have 2-inch filters on it, they should last 2 to 3 years of using it, a couple months per year. I've not yet checked it, but let's do a quick test, make sure we have the air blowing the correct way. All right, yep, blowing out the top. What about suction in on the sides? Side 1's okay. Side 2, good suction. Side 3, good suction. Now, take it over to the final side, should be exactly the same. Yep, fold it right in. So we've got good suction in all the way around and exiting airflow from the top. It's not as noisy as I thought it would be, to be honest with you. Maybe if I'm sitting in here watching TV, I might flip it down to medium or low, but for most of the time that can be on without a problem. So, not the most attractive thing in the world, but its purpose is to remove the pollen from the air during the months of April and May, and nothing else. Like I said, it'll probably go back into the attic until I need it next year, come the end of May. All right, please subscribe if you like this video, and we'll see you next time.